we start to implement, like, hey, let's meet once a week, once a month, however based on your roster size. And I asked this question, and I feel like, and still ask it to this day, guys really feel cared for. And it's the same one I ask now, what do you want more of, less of, never again, brand new, different? Oh, by the way, what am I failing at? And when you're done, I want to share the same with you. And I think to have a platform, not for a toxic dump, coach, you this, I'm unhappy, but to have real dialogue about, hey, I think we do this well. Hey, I wonder why we do this. Coach, you kind of said this in the recruiting process, but I've not seen it much. Like, you'll learn so many things. Most of what I would say in over a decade of doing those things is that when given the opportunity in the right setting, you're right, players are going to be fair. And
you create healthy boundaries of the conversation.
Without question.
I think of the evaluations we do with players, where we tell them on the front end of, hey, we want your feedback. We want it to be constructive, provide details. But if you're just trying to be a jerk, I'm going to delete it.
Right.
And I'm telling you, 98% of kids are just, in my opinion, pretty fair.
Yeah. I'm going to say one other thing about care. I think the human condition of all the things that have changed, I know we talk a lot about generational studies in this generation, obviously a lot of things that have changed. There's something about a name and a note that still works. And so for me to be able to write a guy's name and put in ink a note, something on my heart, something I've been thinking about, praying about, seeing in this individual, and getting it to them. And often not just at not in this public arena, like, here you go, here's your note, but dropping it off, putting it on their windshield. I'm telling you, the human condition, when someone receives that, their name and a note, man, I still believe it goes a long, long ways.
And I think there's a flip side. When you're the one writing that note, I think it changes your perspective. And that's something I believe in, where it was after I was out of coaching, but a guy named Tim Cole had his team do this, where once in a while he'd just have the whole team write a letter to somebody at the school, thanking them for something they did for them.
Yeah.
And that can go a long ways too, of cultivating care, authenticity, gratefulness, whatever it may be.
Yeah. I would also say when we talk about care, I think of the culture of your team. And I think the stories that you continue to tell, and this has to have some historical context as far as groups of people who tell stories year after year to generation after generation. I don't know the name of that. I can't give you the data for that, but I believe it's the same for teams. I have found myself, and I would think other coaches would agree, the stories that I continue to tell over and over within our team are not the win-losses. Yes, we talk about those, but are the stories of catching guys, caring for others, and accenting and affirming those and saying, this is who we are. Hey guys, great job. I want to highlight or spotlight or show gratitude to this player who I caught and saw doing this thing. Guys, that's what we're about. And as you continue to elevate those stories, I mean, you've said this a lot. When we write or think of gratitude, it's amazing how much of that then we show as coaches, whether it's institution or players. But I would say one last thing. It's easy hypothetically to talk about care, but in the midst of a season and practice schedules and scouting and recruiting, it's easy to push those things to the side and say, hey, we're going to do these things first. And I go back to, if you're not planning that in your daily practice schedule, if you're not planning that as far as what you do weekly, it can get pushed to the wayside pretty quickly.
Yeah, it comes down to systems and planning. Thank you for listening to another episode of Beyond Coaching. Beyond Coaching is a podcast developed and produced by the Impactful Coaching Project with the support of Friends University. The Impactful Coaching Project seeks to develop coaches that coach the whole person and is the thought leader in coaching the 21st century athlete. The Impactful Coaching Project produces training, information, and research to help coaches improve. To see more information, go to impactfulcoachingproject.substack.com. Thank you.